Namaste everyone. I welcome each one of you to Udaya's classroom. In today's class, we are going to be talking about delegation topic and its elements. Come, let's get started with the class. So this is the definition of delegation. Delegation is the act of assigning formal authority and responsibility for completion of specific activities to a subordinate. So this is the definition given by James Toner. What this delegation actually refers to, in simple terms, we can express this delegation as transferring the authority from a superior to a subordinate. That is, superior will be transferring the authority to his subordinates. So the authority will get transferred downwards from top level to the bottom level. So delegation will take place in all the levels of management. So in simple terms, we can express this delegation as delegation refers to transfer of authority from a superior to a subordinate. So this is how we can understand very easily. Okay, what is the need of this delegation actually in an organization? If we imagine in a huge organization, the organization manager or CEO cannot perform all the activities of an organization. It would be very cumbersome work for a manager, right? So you can take up an example. The board of directors has been allocated some jobs for the CEO. CEO, if he is capable of doing all the functions of the organization also, it would be very difficult for him to perform all the activities on his own. So what he will be doing? He will be allocating his job to next level subordinates along with some authority, right? So the authority will get transferred from the top level to the lower level in downwards, right? So that is how we can understand about the delegation. Now let's see the elements of delegation. Alright, there are three elements present in delegation. So the first one is authority, and the second one is responsibility, and third one is accountability. Let's discuss one by one. First element of delegation is authority. So what do you mean by authority? Authority refers to the right of a superior to command his subordinates. So authority means a person who is in the topmost position in an organization or anywhere, right? So he will be holding the position to command his subordinates, right? He will be having a right to command his subordinates, and if the work has not been completed by the subordinates, he can take actions against the subordinates within the scope of his position, right? Now let's see the features of the authority. We do have some features of the authority. So how the authority will be taking place in an organization? So authority will be taking place from the top level to the bottom level. So it always goes downwards, right? So when compared to the subordinate, superior will be holding maximum level of authority. So when compared to superior, subordinate will be having least authority. But maximum authority will be with superior only, top level only. But authority will be present in all the levels when they perform the activities of an organization. These are all the features of the authority. Let's quickly move on to the next thing, that is next element, responsibility. What do you mean by responsibility? Responsibility means nothing but it is an obligation of a subordinate to properly complete the assigned task, right? So without any flaw, the subordinate has to complete the assigned task and he has to report to the superior. So such a way, subordinate is responsible to his superior. So here in the responsibility, the communication goes upwards because he is responsible to report his superior. So that is how the responsibility goes upwards, and it will for the subordinate to complete the task properly and to report the superior. He will become responsible for his activity. Let's move on to the third element of delegation is accountability. How this accountability is coming under delegation? Because when the subordinate is getting authority from the superior, he will get authority and also responsibility. Because of this authority and responsibility, he will be answerable for the superior for his activities. So accountability means answerability. So the subordinates, after completing their task which was assigned by the superior, they are answerable for the superior for the end result of the activity, right? So in this aspect, all the subordinates from all the levels, they are answerable for the superior. So that is what the third element of delegation, that is accountability, right? So this accountability arises because of these authority and responsibility, right? Here in this scenario, superior who has allocated jobs in the all the levels with authority and responsibility, and after completing the activities or tasks, they are responsible and they are answerable for the superior, right? So now the superior who is in the position of CEO answerable for all the activities of an organization for the board of directors. So the CEO cannot say, I am not responsible for the subordinates work, they have only performed the job. He cannot say, and he cannot escape from his job. So what the CEO has to do? CEO has to get regular reports about the activities or tasks from the subordinates, and he has to monitor the works, whether the works are going as per the plan, or if there is any deviation from the plan, he has to take respective actions related to the deviations. So somehow he has to make sure that the things are going as per the plan, because he should ensure that nothing is going beyond the limit, right? So he is only, that is the superior only, finally responsible for his end results of the organization, and he is solely responsible for the board of directors. That is, CEO will be responsible for the board of directors. So that is how the delegation of the works will be going in an organization with all these elements. Having understood about the delegation and its elements, we'll end up the session today. I'll meet you in the next class with a new session. Till then, it's bye from